As part of the upcoming citywide Art Week, Roxbury is holding its annual Open Studios. Meet dozens of talented artists and craftspeople in their home studios and at group shows all around Roxbury. Paintings, drawings, sculptures, textiles, jewelry, and other studio crafts will be on display and available for sale. Here now to tell us about this year's event is an Open Studio member, Darlene Smart. Good to see you.
Nice to see you again, Chris.
All right. Now, let's talk about you as an individual artist. Why don't you explain to us what your medium is and how you've been as an artist, how you approach being in Open Studios.
I do etch glass. I've been doing glass for about 20 years now, and I started in like one of the first Roxbury Open Studios. I do a various amount of glass work. I etch on glass, marble, and different types of items.
Now, at Open Studios, often artists like yourselves get commissions. I mean, people might buy things that you have for sale, but they might say, oh, could you make such and such for me? Is that what your experience is about?
I have experienced that in the past, yes. And from that, I've gotten commissions to do awards for the community organizations.
I see. Now, which building are you going to be in?
I'm going to be at Hibernian Hall.
Okay. Now, would you say that is, if one had to pick one place to be, I know it's where you are, and of course you're going to say, some people like to go all around and visit artist studios, which is great, and that's what Open Studios is about. But then some people just have a limited amount of time, and they want to see a whole bunch of different things, right?
Right.
It's a different experience.
Right. If you have a limited amount of time, I would suggest going to the places that have the most artists in them, which would be First Church and Hibernian Hall.
Okay. Now, First Church has also been sort of the center before. Now, the Dillaway Thomas House is not open this year.
No, they're under construction right now this year.
Okay. So, now, what would you say to somebody who's never been to an Open Studios? What kind of questions is it okay to ask the artist? Like if I say, oh, you etch glass, how do you do that? It's like, well, it take days to answer that, right?
No, you can break it down, make it really easy, but it's good to talk to the artist and figure out what it is that they do and how they do it. You ask questions.
Yeah. Now, Discover Roxbury, which is managing this annual event, has there's an economic aspect to Discover Roxbury to make sure that the artists sell their works, right?
Correct.
Do you think most artists are in this to sell things, or they just want to show, or is it a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both. We love what we do, so naturally we would like to sell it, but it's to get out there and get exposure. All
right. Now, I understand that Art Grove is part of it this year, and where is that again?
That's in Franklin Park. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That is... that's sort of interactive exhibits in like the wild nature out there. I think that's on a commission basis, but I guess that's on the website, all the information about how to get around and everything.
Yeah, well, you would go to info@discoverroxbury.org.
Okay. And how do the artists of Roxbury feel about Open Studios? I mean, is it a pain to get organized for it, or is it, a celebration for the community to see what talented people are in the neighborhood?
I take it as a celebration because a lot of the community doesn't know that there's so much talent in our community. And it's a one time a year that you can experience what the people are doing there. Yeah.
Now, do you think that the demographics of Roxbury have been changing, and whether or not that influences the people who buy things?
I don't think it influences it. The demographics are definitely changing. And so over the years, you get to see a variety of people who come through, you know, just to see what we have. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very well organized and publicized. So, but not that everybody has to buy something, but you can find dramatic pieces, maybe for an office or somebody's home, or there's some craft things as well, like knitting or jewelry and stuff?
Jewelry, yeah, quilting. You can find a variety of things there. And the good thing about it is that you know that it's handmade, you know. So, yeah, a lot of people come shopping just for that uniqueness.
Okay. And now one last question. What you said you were one of the very first. What keeps you coming back year after year getting art? Because it is hard. A lot of times people say, well, I've got to create new work that I want to show this year because I don't want to just show things that I showed last year.
Yeah. Well, I just enjoy what I do. I enjoy working with glass. And so I like to meet people also and let people know what I'm doing.
And do they find it's kind of unique to meet somebody who's doing etching glass and marble like you?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And just one, how did you said you just started it once, or did somebody inspire you?
I always loved glass, the stained glass in the church windows, and I started out doing stained glass. And then I just moved into the etching, and it just took off.
All right, so we should, people should say hi to you when they go to Hibernian Hall tomorrow, and say hi, and you can give them some tips about other great artists to see. What is the website? Where do you suggest people go to find out who's available and where?
Well, you'll get a brochure at all of the locations, and they have a list of all the participating artists and where they're located at.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. Take care.
Okay, you too.
That's it for this edition of Neighborhood Network News. Chris Levin and the rest of the gang will be back here on Monday night. We hope you'll join us then.